I'm wrong, then I guess I'll be dragged to the pits of hell when I die. Hey, editor notes section. I'd like to add something interesting I just now noticed about this entry. This potato ASDF guy made a lot more contributions to the deceased YouTuber's page than just Squidward Fan 1982. A lot of contributions. 85 to be exact. And there are a lot of entries that, much like our favorite deceased mollusk fanatic, I couldn't find any record of anywhere. Crush Dog 2002, Felipe Caldera 24, Miss Kai XX3, and Mario Xbox 4018 to name a few. However, a lot of these contributions are real. Xgoth Emo 99XX was a contribution he made, and that was the account belonging to Jamie Rodemeyer, a teenage LGBT activist who took his own life in 2011. Deshaun 2395 was an account belonging to Sean Miller, a 17-year-old who passed from health issues related to the heart problems he had. 49er235 was Matt Ferrante, who was a 16-year-old YouTuber who took his own life in 2009. And hell, even Red Frenzy 64, who was, from what I can gather, a member of a super obscure sect of YouTube called the Total Pokemon Island community. This community, as you might imagine from the title, focused around making these parodies of Total Drama Island where all the characters are replaced with Pokemon. The announcement video that you passed is 11 years old. It only has 1,500 views. These people's passings are all very sad, especially given that a lot of them are under the age of 18, so it does give credits to this Hugo Potato ASDF guy. You know, it feels a lot less likely that they would throw in a couple of made-up names, especially when there are other contributions, so that they have some quite comprehensive knowledge of deceased underage YouTubers. Which, I mean, strange talent, but I guess there's gotta be someone for everything. However, it's also still not impossible that Squidward Fan 1982 is made up. I still think it's weird that even though this one channel in particular has been in the public conscience for quite some time now, still nobody knows anything about it. Matter of fact, why is this the one that reached past this Wikipedia page? Why do people talk about this one so frequently? Is it because there's more evidence of Squidward Fan 1982 somewhere out there that people are just neglecting to talk about? I think I've hit a dead end. But please tell me in the comment section if you know anything about this guy. I've been seeing this name thrown on iceberg charts for so long, I have no idea what to make of it. Glowing Eyes in the Inky Gloom refers to a video by YouTube user Orban Oz, uploaded in 2009. It's 4 minutes of this grainy black and white footage of what seems to be a cotton mill set to this distorted music. I'll play a clip for you just to see what this video was like. Pretty unsettling, right? Especially for 2009 standards. This video still has barely cracked 50,000 views, which makes it, you know, a real hidden gem on YouTube. It's for this reason that no one can identify what the song is, at least from what I can tell. Comments are disabled in this video, and no one has really mentioned the song on Reddit. And there's even a video called Glowing Eyes in the Inky Gloom Reversed, help me identify the song. In this video, they explain the situation, giving details about the song, and then ask people to help them identify it. And the video's comments are disabled, so I don't really know what their strategy is here. Nevertheless, this video remains to be a pretty weird one. Inactive Creators channel is sort of a weird one. For a while, if you searched up Inactive Creators channel, you would get a YouTube channel of the same name with no subscriber count, and just a YouTube logo with their icon. Then when you click on it, it would take you to the YouTube Creators page. The explanation for this one is pretty simple. They probably just migrated an old account to a new one, and as a result, going to the old URL simply leads back to the new page. Not much to speculate on here, honestly. God Left Me Unfinished. This one is 44 seconds long and features someone screaming over a robot rolling around on the ground. It turns out that this is literally just a clip from a Filthy Frank video, so I'm not really sure why it's down here at all. John Bacon, better known online as Popcorn10, is a 3D animator on YouTube who is most well known for being a part of Cool 3D World, another weird 3D animation channel we've already covered. If you're familiar with that channel's work, then this should probably be very familiar too. If you need a refresher on the style, then it would seem as if Popcorn10's most commonplace touches animations would be Vine, judging from the Vine compilations he posted to his YouTube page that were posted soon after it was announced that Vine shut it down. I guess he had to store it somewhere. One last thing I'd like to say about this entry is that Cool 3D World is apparently credited for the ham fight scene in the new Smiling Friends season. I gotta say, I do love to see internet animators breaking into the actual TV industry, even if it is just for a short cameo role. County Bluff was an ARG that started in 2016, though it wouldn't get any level of traction until 2 years later. Apparently, whoever was running this channel started leaving these weird voicemails for people around 2018, though I don't think they were really leaving it for random people, since a Twitter user named @straightaway was the one who posted it, and they seemed to be very connected to the project. The voicemails contained distress signals that would come from a plane or something, as well as coordinates to the Malaysia Airlines flight, as in the one that disappeared mysteriously. I mean, you think the ARGs would pick a more obscure, mysterious event to work with, but, you know, whatever. The voicemail also contained messaging that implied that people on the flight were attacked by aliens, because, like, of course. The Twitter account eventually connected to the County Bluff YouTube channel, which had a weird 2-year-old video about something happening on April 18th, 2018, which is my birthday, so, yeah. And it was also, like, a month away from the Twitter post, so that's probably more important. Surprisingly, County Bluff actually still posts to this day, like, pretty regularly. I gotta give this ARG credit for still continuing even after the craze has died down. It's fairly admirable. If you want more info, I'll leave a video by Shanatic in the description. The YouTube applaud button was a feature they added around 2021 to random videos. This entry was probably a lot more interesting when this iceberg was made. However, since I'm still here 3 years later, I can safely say they fully implemented this feature as super thanks. There's a thanks button at the bottom of every video, and with it you can donate money to YouTubers in order to get your comment highlighted, similar to what you can do in live streams. And that's pretty much it. You should totally use this feature, by the way, especially on my videos. Let's Kill Barney is a video with 26,000 views from 2008. If that doesn't tell you how deep we are into the iceberg, I don't know what will. This video was uploaded by Kendra Petley, and, you know, I think I'll just roll the clip for this one.
I hate you, you hate me, let's team up and kill Barney. Oh no! No more purple dinosaur.
For some reason, there are some videos on YouTube with 0 likes or 0 dislikes. The popular example is the music video for Living My Life by Alicia Rishala. This video, until recently, would not accept any likes. You could click on the like button, but for some reason, it wouldn't register on the official like count. Nowadays, they seem to have fixed this bug, but the dislike ratio is still fucked beyond repair on this one specific video. Well, actually, it was repaired by removing dislikes altogether, but, you know. I believe this entry refers specifically to these 2 videos by a YouTube user named Daniel, called This Video Has 0 Likes 100% Real, and This Video Has 0 Dislikes Trust Me. It would seem they figured out how to get the glitch to work. Basically, what they did is the exact same thing as the negative likes and dislikes, which was spamming the like or dislike button repeatedly. YouTube patched out this glitch at some point, but by changing the visual for it. The video still probably has a ridiculous negative amount of likes or dislikes. Like I said, though, this was fully patched out sometime between 2021 and now displays normally. There are some videos on YouTube with no views, and I'm not talking videos like the ones on YouTube with 0 views, but rather the view count just doesn't show up at all. And I'm also not talking about the videos like that one hardware video we talked about a few parts back where nothing shows up. You can still see the upload date and all the comments and everything else you would expect to be able to see. Except the view count, it just shows the upload date there and nothing else. A couple examples of videos like this are things like a video called How to Improve Your Street Ball Defense with Main Event Whaley Dixon by Sports School Plus. Well, actually, a lot of videos on this channel have no view counts. Very strange. There's also a handful of Google Doodle videos by Google with no view count. This one at least makes a little sense since these videos are meant to be played on the Google homepage and not YouTube. And also, it's uploaded by Google, so they can just fuck with the YouTube layout however they see fit. But the Sports School one is just weird. Notably, you can sort the videos on this channel by view count, so it's not that these videos don't have view counts. YouTube just doesn't want to show you for some reason. There's also a Peep Show clip by Eggplant TV, which has a similar thing going on. There's actually a tutorial on how to do this called How to Disable View Counts on YouTube in 2022 by Internet Tips. Let's take a look.
About 3 years ago, YouTube removed the feature to disable your view count from your videos. So let me spare you a long and hard search for this feature. It is no longer available, and you will not be able to hide your view count from your viewers.
Wow, this video is kind of insane. Making a tutorial on anything that's 20 seconds long and it just says, yeah, you can't do this, is honestly raw as fuck. But anyways, according to this guy at Many Others Online, this was a feature that YouTube removed around 2019. Not sure why they removed it, but I'm also not sure why they even had it to begin with. Like, likes and dislikes I can understand, and comments make sense too, but views? A very strange feature. I can see why they took it out back. It's pretty telling that there's only like 3 examples of people using this that I know of. The Sad Tale of Bad Breath Joe is a dumbass animation. This 1-minute long animation by Dimitri Kozma follows the common protagonist Bad Breath Joe as he notices that everyone around him is grossed out by his smelly breath. So what do you think he does to remedy this? Maybe brush his teeth more often? Or buy some mints? No, he pours sulfuric acid down his throat, which erodes the bottom half of his face to be all skeletal and gross. What an idiot. In the description, he says that this video was a funny way to show how much we do for acceptance of society, which I guess is a solid message, but the actual animation it's tied to is so dumb that the message doesn't get across at all. This is pissing me off more than it should. I think I understand cartoon reviewers get angry when SpongeBob episodes are too mean to Squidward.
I am not the sweat on this head before you. I am not the headband or the glasses that you see. I am not Facebook. I am not even the treadmill diaries. I am not the time or the distance that I just accomplished. I am not the style of smiles that I portray. I am not the laughter that I invoke at times. I am not the escrows I keep. I am not the listings I have. I am not a number. I am not the friends I keep. I am not even my family. I am not even my children. For I just am. And so is this wink.
What you just watched is I Am Not Facebook by Goof100, uploaded in 2012. This video is of a man who is clearly not Facebook, and not even the Treadmill Diaries either. I went into the description of this video for more context or explanations, and the man who uploaded explains that I remember regretting this the moment I uploaded it, and 2 years later, Jessica, the curator, asked if she could use it for something. I said sure, remembering my regret, and then she said, congratulations, you're now famous. I was like, yeah, whatever, and then 3 years later, PewDiePie called me a penis. But yeah, he did do that. Dope video. YouTube is not currently available on this device. It's surprisingly enough an unlisted video uploaded by the official YouTube viewers channel in 2017, which also has a hidden viewer count, although the view count isn't the interesting part. This video is exactly a minute long and is a static image of text that YouTube is not currently available on the device. So what is this used for? Well, immediately the answer would seem to be obvious, right? This video displays when YouTube isn't available on the device you're using. Explains itself. However, my question is, how would this video display if the device you're using can't run YouTube? Like, oh yeah, you can't watch any YouTube videos, except this one, which is here to tell you that you can't watch any YouTube videos. It's like when people learn a single sentence of a language, which just translates to, I don't speak this language. I don't know, it's just kind of funny to me. Interestingly, if you're watching a video in a playlist and you take out the text after the V equals and before the ampersand, you'll be redirected to this video. Why? I have absolutely no idea. Especially since YouTube is definitely available on the device I'm using. Very strange. Wet Look Cosplay Princess is a fetish account. No real way of sugarcoating that. Essentially, the gimmick is that this person dresses up in cosplay almost exclusively of anime girls, with this strange anime girl face mask, and gets in the bathtub fully clothed and just kind of splashes water on themselves. There's nothing really super explicit going on, which I guess having a specific fetish that isn't necessarily an SFW makes posting on YouTube really, really easy. They do have a Patreon, but I couldn't identify anything about them, including their gender identity, which I would assume to be female based on the name Wet Look Cosplay Princess. But sometimes they refer to themselves as a femboy, so I don't know. Also, no, I'm not exposing who I'm following that follows that account. That would not be nice. I Did Not Hack Sesame Street is a video I've already covered. It's a video uploaded by Mr. Ed XXX in 2011, where he claims he was not the person behind the 2011 Sesame Street YouTube channel hack, and how he's an uncest YouTuber. If you don't remember, the basic overview was that the Sesame Street channel at one point had all of its thumbnails changed to porn, and in the description this Mr. Ed XWX guy was most likely framed as the perpetrator, by God knows who, and for God knows what reason. Not much to talk about here that I haven't already talked about earlier, so if you're interested in that whole debacle, go watch Tier 8 Part 2. Center Core Nevermore is a video uploaded by Jim Wilson in 2008. According to the description, as well as the next video, it's an animation he made on the Amiga 500 with 1 megabyte of memory in the early 90s with a friend's music, recorded to VHS tape. So yeah, this is very authentically retro, for lack of a better term. Early 90s is pretty fucking old, especially for computer animation like this. Although I'm just gonna say it outright, this video is a goddamn masterpiece. I went into it expecting it to be like a shitpost on some level, but it has this surreal, psychedelic atmosphere that's even unique to this day, much less for the time period, despite the imitators that would arise years later. You know, I feel like a lot of entries on this iceberg end up being me trying to plot out the family tree of all the major weird animation channels on YouTube, which honestly isn't really something I was super invested in going into the series, but now I'm completely invested. Like shit like Banjo Hero and Center Core Nevermore, and probably Bart the General laid the groundwork for the surrealist animation that now exists on YouTube. And I don't know, the lineage you can derive from that is really interesting to me. If I was pretentious and annoying, I could cross my arms and turn my nose up and say, these are all just ripoffs of X or Y older animation and thus have no artistic merit. But I think one of my favorite things about like art just in general is the fact that it's all inspired by something else. You know, all art is derivative, which is why I was never really a huge fan of using the term ripoff unless it's literally plagiarism. I'm sure Center Core Nevermore was also inspired by something, which in turn was inspired by something else, and the cycle just keeps going until we reach like cave paintings. The creator of this art piece, Jim Wilson, actually didn't even do animation as his main thing, and he kind of just made this on a win. In his channel description, he lists himself as a semi-retired radio broadcaster, over 40 years in the business. Yeah, he was an older guy when he wrote this channel description in the late 2000s or early 2010s. You can probably guess where this is going. In 2015, it was announced that Jim Wilson passed away at the age of 72 after a long life of quote-unquote ruling the airwaves of Southern Texas, as this blog Media Confidential describes, which is definitely the coolest way I've ever heard the act of being a radio personality described. The legacy of this video lives on, though, and I don't think YouTube would be nearly the same if it wasn't for this animation, and the others like it on his channel. And that's about it for part 2 of Tier 9 of the Massive YouTube Iceberg. This part was one of my favorites to do so far. Whose Adventures is one of my favorite little sects of the internet. It's just so bizarre and out there, and in a weird way I kind of respect their dedication to the craft, considering most of these pages on the wiki are made by like the same couple of usernames. I'm glad this one was a little more chill than the last couple, despite being, the Satan tier. If you're one of those people that follows along with the chart in the description, you'll notice I did cut one specific entry from this video that seemed like kind of an insane tone shift to be talking about right next to fucking Poe's Adventures, even for this iceberg. I'll cover it in the next part, which seems to be where this tier gets really fucked up and disturbing, so look forward to that, I guess, you freaks. Thank you once again to my Patreon and Ko-fi supporters, it really helps out. So I said it before and I'll say it again, but every bit of support helps, even if it isn't just monetary. See you all next time when we finish up Tier 9. Hello and welcome back once again to the Massive YouTube Iceberg Explained. Today we'll be finishing up Tier 9, the Satan tier. As I mentioned in the last video, this tier is supposed to be generally one of, if not the most disturbing part of the iceberg, specifically this last third of it. Just saying it now, in this video we'll be talking about some pretty heavy stuff, and it'll get progressively worse as the video continues. It also probably won't be that bad at the beginning, but you'll see what I mean. Anyway, thank you to my $7 patron, original but unfunny, 80 constant, hollowed, and the biggest of men, as well as the $3 patrons shown on screen now. You guys really help out the channel. Oh, and also a quick update on that whole Squidward fan 1982 thing from the last video. I got a message from the viewer of the channel, Dylan is Cool 144, who actually managed to get a hold of Hugo Munchmakes April 93, and straight from the man's mouth, it turns out the whole story is just completely fabricated, and he just felt like making up a deceased YouTuber. Reasons are unclear, but I guess deceased YouTubers just happen to be one of Hugo's hyper-fixations, which sounds weird, but is entirely possible, I suppose. With all that out of the way, let's finish up Tier 9. But first, have you ever done a Google search for your first and last name or your email address? You'd probably be pretty shocked to find out what people can see about you. Strangers can find out your address, your date of birth, your relatives, and so many more things that you'd probably want private, or at least I would. Data brokers will take your information and build scammers, and even more malevolent people who might want to target you. That's why I've been using Aura, the current sponsor of today's video. It's a service that can show you just what information data brokers can find out about you, and automatically submits opt-out requests to any service you've used before. Doing this not only helps reduce the amount of annoying spam emails you get, but also protects you from hackers who want to access your account, as well as other miscreants and ne'er-do-wells. AT&T recently revealed that 73 million customer records have been released on the dark web and other shady areas of the internet. They recommend that if you're part of that 73 million, you should use strong passwords, consider credit freezes and file alerts, and monitor your account activity. And Aura does exactly that, completely automated for way cheaper than doing all this other stuff separately. If I was compromised in that breach, I wouldn't even have to worry, because Aura is always on. You can go to aura.com/swagwin to start a 2-week free trial. Links below in the video description. Thank you again to Aura for sponsoring this video. Okay, maybe it won't be immediately disturbing. If you didn't know, Michael McGonagall, also known by his internet alias Mistman12, is a video game developer most well known for being the sole developer for the horror game Baldi's Basics and Educational Learning. I use the term horror loosely. It's more of a surrealist humor kind of thing that seemed to make fun of both educational games from the 1990s like Sonic Schoolhouse, and possibly even the indie mascot horror side of the video game market. Though someone would disagree with that. I guess that's a retrospective for another time. And for another YouTuber, I'm not making that video. Anyways, what we're talking about here is Mistman12's unlisted videos on his YouTube channel, which are archived by a playlist at the Baldi's Archive channel. A lot of these videos are expectedly development footage and beta content and stuff like that. Not super interesting if you're not into the game itself, though I suppose the general art style of the game does make this entry qualify as one of those weird 3D animation channels. I suppose there is one video where he speeds run Hungry Pumpkin, so it's gotta count for something. There's also this animation with no sound. All in all, I feel like this is just here because Potted Plant really likes all these basics, which, to be honest, if I was making a 1,500 entry long iceberg chart, I think putting a few entries that pertain to my interest would be more than fair. That's why I don't really mind this entry. This entry refers to an unused video file found in the files of the game SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, specifically the Xbox version of the game. Included in this game is, for whatever reason, the intro cutscene to Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, another licensed game that was made by the same developer, Heavy Iron Studios. Reasons why this might be in the files are fairly obvious to me. One reason why this is here is that the file was left in by the most likely underpaid developers on accident when working between the two games. I'd assume the two games run off the same engine since they were both made by the same studio at the same time, so that makes sense to me. Another possible reason is that maybe there was some kind of trailer or demo menu that some games used to include in the PS2, Xbox, GameCube era that was cut in development for whatever reason. Whatever the case is, obviously people want to archive this file, as cut content from video games in any form is just generally interesting. So somehow this one user, Funlund, managed to upload the raw file from the game data onto YouTube. Problem is, the upload is completely fucked up. The video itself plays normally, however the audio is broken beyond repair. From the sounds of it, the audio keeps stuttering, which results in the audio becoming very out of sync with the visuals. This for some reason results in the video appearing to be only around a minute long, but it actually plays for around 3 times that. This video was taken down at some point, so I can't exactly verify, but many people say that on top of all of this, the uploader was being very weird in the comment section, replying to every comment asking questions, repeating phrases like, "This works on Xbox," or "It started to spread." I believe the reason this guy does that is that either he's a weird